This is your Solana Daily Debrief. It's the 30th of May. We've got plenty of information covered in this, including UpRock's token generation event and why I'm personally putting some USDC into the Sniper bot. But let's dive in. So firstly, Bitcoin, Dr. Profit says price is going to go up. Not financial advice, of course, but essentially what we can see is there is a lot more buy pressure since the halving. We can see exchanges sitting at an all-time low of BTC supply. Means there is almost no Bitcoin to buy. It means price go up. So basically what happens is when whales want to sell, they move to a centralized exchange from a cold wallet like a ledger. And then when they actually want to accumulate, they will buy it on a centralized exchange and then they'll move it back to their cold wallet because the Bitcoin network, it just has Bitcoin on it. Some other things these days, but as an example, it's not like Solana where you can just go to Jupiter, take your Bitcoin and then sell it for USDC. So when we see a lot more Bitcoin leave centralized exchanges and those particular addresses, and when they go to another address, we're normally thinking it's a cold wallet, and that's what means it's not going to be used to market, to basically sell. So generally speaking, the price goes up. Now, as you know, I covered Bluntz's take on Sol. He believed it's not going to go to an all-time high, and I do not agree with it, but I wanted to cover it just because it's good to have things that aren't in your echo chamber. Now, Curb is very, very bullish, and he says, imagine reading all this and understanding and still not believing Sol is booked for a $400 million minimum market cap this cycle. The Solana casino is hot. Everyone needs more Sol chips to keep playing to up their ante. He personally has a view of 1K Sol, and I think 1K is certainly possible. Some people think even higher. I think $800 is a nice target, although just to be transparent, I would have some sell orders hitting at like 5, 6, 7, etc. But we won't kind of go over that until we get over all-time highs. So BTC did not have ETF inflows in 2017, but it ran to 250 billion as a market cap. I know back in 2017, there were not as many people, but there wasn't as many things to take your attention as well. So the speculation, you could basically choose from like 10 pies. Now you have like 10,000 pies. So there's a lot more attention, which could go into different areas. Nevertheless, ETH did not have ETF inflows in 2021, but ran to 500 billion market cap. And Sol does not have ETF inflows today, but will run to 750 billion market cap in 2025. And I think this is accurate in a sense. It's not 2024, it's 2025. That's when a lot of the magic's going to happen. Now, some people have price predictions even higher, and I think this is a little bit too risky. Now, Trader Fred has done well in the past. Maybe he's been doing well recently, but I don't think so. Anyway, run it to 1100 to 1800. These sort of targets are a little bit too scary for me, but he also says leaning towards 1100, and that I could certainly envision. Now, of course, we also get some very bullish things such as this. Solana's going to flip ETH, not a matter of if, but when. Now, certainly this could be potentially valid. However, this is not something I necessarily consider, certainly not this cycle, and it's too early to predict the next cycle. For now, what I think is going to happen is we'll have BTC, ETH, and then Sol as a top 3. Now on to actual Solana news. So this is very big news. PayPal has launched their PYUSD. It's live on Solana. It's been issued by Paxos. So Paxos is, world class. They have like Paxos Gold, they have Paxos USD, and it leverages the Solana network and token extensions to serve over 30 million merchants. This is very big news, insanely big. Here is the official announcement here, and it's not just because it's affordable. Token extensions, which are still basically in development, these can allow confidential transfers and other things as well. So essentially the confidential transfers aspect, that is a big game changer. Now, as I mentioned, UpRock's TGE is today, should be 4 p.m. UTC, but here's a few things that you want to do. Go to this link here, go to the LFG website, go and connect your wallet. Either you're connecting with your Phantom wallet, or I'm now starting to use Solflare and liking Solflare. I don't know if this wallet has any Jupe, nope. So I can't claim any UPT, but you will be able to. You'll be able to claim some UPT if you just did some voting. It won't be a huge amount, but this is a product and service and basically a DApp that I'm actually very, very bullish on. Now, full disclosure, they asked me to do their live streams. So I've been doing their live streams on their channel. However, you can't actually buy my opinion. Those that know me in real life know that I'm incredibly direct. I'll give feedback even when not warranted. Unfortunately, they've been happy to take any feedback. And I'm really, really bullish. One really cool thing about this, and I covered it in yesterday's video, but I'm going to iterate it again because you're not going to watch every single video of mine, but you should go and subscribe. Essentially, the VCs paid 4 cents for their token allocation, which is vested. What normally happens is, let's say a token is sold at $1. It will then launch on the market at $5. It'll already be like a 4 or 5x or higher just to launch on a centralized exchange and decentralized exchange. Whereas this is literally launching at 4 cents. Now, exactly how much you can buy until it kind of runs up to 7 cents would be, I'm not sure exactly how much, but maybe like $2 million or whatever. But either way, you actually have the ability to buy at 4 to 5 to 6 cents. Now, of course, you can try and set your DCA and your limit order yourself. Ideally, you would use Meteors Sniper Vault. So I've already got a little bit in here. This is just a tutorial, and we can see that how this works is you go and deposit it, and down here in Vault information, you can see there's $1.2 million worth of USDC sitting in here. This will buy off the curve as the first transaction before a really smart sniper such as Sanctum will come in and snipe the supply. This is the first transaction. It's going to buy this allocation of USDC, and it'll have an average vault price of, at present, 5 cents. As more money comes into this, maybe it goes up to 1.5 or maybe 2 million, then this price, the average price, will increase a little bit because we'll be buying some at 4 cents, we'll be buying some at 6 cents as an example. Then there's a vesting schedule on this, and you're going to be able to not get any tokens back for a day, and then you're going to be able to get a drip of tokens over the next basically 5.7 days, or as you can see here. If you're keen to watch a video on how this is done, I actually did one for UpRock. Just click on this video here. This is going to take you to their channel. Go to UpRock, and then right here, buy UPT cheaper. You can see my face. You can watch that. And if you didn't watch it yesterday, you can watch this video as well, all about the token generation event. Now, Super Team is coming with a really cool product called Cash Landing to 9 different countries: US, Turkey, Australia, Brazil, Mexico, Argentina, Japan. I don't know that country or that country, so I'm embarrassed. Sorry. Anyway, what it is how you can contribute and earn crypto without it actually being your first purchase. You can earn it, be sent it. This is really cool. Make sure you're following Super Team. It's such an epic product. If you're in Europe, Robinhood is now available to trade for Wormhole and Jupiter. This is certainly not my preferred choice. I'd much rather use other things such as Jupiter. Nevertheless, it says get up to 500 euros with a 10% bonus on net purchases in your first 30 days of sign up. See full terms in app. This could be worthwhile for you. Obviously, they're going to have higher fees, but if you're going to be making a little bit extra, maybe grabbing some Jupe, that could be decent. I'm unsure how easy it is for you to then withdraw it to your Solflare wallet and then actually go and stake it, but you'll have to work that out yourself. Yesterday, the JUP Planetary call number 15 went live. Remember, these are on YouTube, and there's always plenty of alpha in them. So if you have time, make sure you tune into them. If not, subscribe to Jupe's YouTube channel and just watch the clips. One thing that was mentioned in the call is JupSol is now live on Kamino Land. So let's have a look at this, and in particular, the multiply product, because yes, the leverage risk is low. And if we have a look at this one, the actual amount that you could earn is very, very decent. We click on this here, you can see 37%. It's probably come down a little bit. And it's also noted that it says virtually no liquidation risk. Personally, I just don't like people to go that high. Of course, you can do it if you like. It's not financial advice, but I just would prefer if you just stayed a little bit safer. Let's have a look in this wallet here. Essentially, what you do is you go to multiply, and I've covered multiply before, and then you can see really decent rewards here, 36%. It's insane. It will come down, I imagine. And then you go and deposit your JupSol, or you can also go and deposit some Sol. Now, how this works is this is swapped into JupSol. JupSol is a liquid staking token, and you accrue value through it. It then uses the collateral to borrow Sol, swap it for JupSol, and it leverages up the system. So yes, if you go and max all the way to 5x, you're getting a current APY of 36%. However, if the LST depegs in any way, and it's certainly possible, then you could be liquidated in some form. So personally, I would rather you stick around like 3 to 3.5. That way the liquidation risk is lower, you're earning less, but for me, this is safer. Now, of course, the actual safest option is just literally take your Sol, go to validate.com and stake it. Very, very easy. You can even do it in your Solflare wallet. Jump in here, stake, put in your validator, validate.com, put in the amount and just click stake and confirm. And then if you jump into Solflare again, you can see it like this. It's activating, it will activate for an epoch, and then it'll be active, and then you'll be earning your rewards. You can do the same with Backpack, and you can also do the same with your Ledger or Phantom. Next up, we've got some Bonk news. And personally, I would need to do quite a few more videos on Bonk, and maybe like 69 ways to earn Bonk, that kind of value add. But do not fade Dragon Tail Lucky. So this is where you build your dragon, and there's so many things you have to do. However, in my opinion, it's all worth it. You put in your wallet address, and then you need to grab as many of these kind of medallion things as possible. So you do them in different ways, such as sending a Bonk card for Mother's Day, for staking Bonk, for entering into like the Bonk punching boxing thing, all that sort of stuff. Maybe even this one. And this is probably something that I actually wouldn't find any value with, to be perfectly honest, to have a .letsbonk domain name. But if it's going to get you more Bonk and it's going to grow the pie, then yeah, it's cool. The annoying thing with all domains is I actually spent a decent amount of money on just .bonk domains. However, now it looks as though there's .bonk and letsbonk. I ended up spending what could only be classed as the equivalent of thousands and thousands of dollars on .bonk domains, when each one was like $80 or something. But the reality is, if you actually do this and you do it religiously, I think the rewards will be very decent. As an example, people that engaged in Bonkmas last year, they got like $2,000 worth of rewards. And we are entering time in the cycle, or early in the cycle, when it's not going to be so easy just to go and do all these different airdrop things and get a whole lot of rewards. On the subject of airdrops, Fabiano has you covered if you don't have any money. So if you're poor and you've got time on your hands, you could go and jump into Zealy and Galaxe quests, and some of these have very, very low participants. Some have a lot, like Switchboard, but others, like Rainfi, and I like Rainfi, they have very few. Just a little reminder, Step and Go, this could be something that you're keen on. I haven't played around with it or anything like that, but spaces are very limited. You can go and fill out this form. For more information, go and have a read of this here. Just putting this on your radar, it's not an endorsement of this meme coin. It's just kind of quite cool. So Mew, this meme coin here, this one was like airdrop to people with like sagas and stuff. They have partnered with Locus to bring Mew's world to life and share it with the rest of the world. Now, the reason why I'm sharing is because content is king, and whoever puts more effort into content, I think will win. So this is a very good thing that they're doing. Now, I'm not a meme coin channel, so I can't cover meme coins too much, but just keep in mind that there's a lot of celebrity attention coming to crypto right now, and Solana in particular. Most of these people are going to dump on you. So just keep that firmly in your mind, and maybe follow Zack XBT. He'll call out scammers such as this one, Lil Pump, onto the next show, Australia's Lit, scamming since at least 2022. I'm not calling him a scammer or anything, I don't want to get in trouble, but XBT is, and the guy does very decent research. So just be wary. Also, Davido, I've never heard of this person, but they are clearly quite famous, 15 million followers, and they're a musician. So what they did is, like others, they went and launched a meme coin, and apparently Davido was dumping from one of his side wallets while on the spaces with Ansem, just selling, taking profits. And the data we have is that made a profit of $473,000 in just 11 hours, with an unrealized profit of 200K. I guess it'd probably be responsible to actually have a look and see what the token is doing at the moment. So we'll copy this and we'll just go to Bird Eye and we'll have a look at the price action on it. Huge amount of volume. It only has a fully diluted market cap of like 300 million, and ultimately definitely not worth the reward. Maybe if you got in really early. I definitely don't endorse any of these kind of meme coins. I'm sure they're fun, but let's have a look at Mother Iggy. Maybe this lost complete relevance really quickly. It looks like it has a little bit, so I don't know exactly where we're kind of talking about it, but down 71%. Meme coins are a hard game, so just keep that in mind. And if you want to gamble on them, just know you're gambling. Otherwise, honestly, there are smart people out there like Topo, and just go put your Sol, go stake it with validate.com. Last year, it was worth 26 grand, and now it's worth 200,000. Of course, that was a lot cheaper back then, and now Sol's up quite considerably. But remember, there are people out there that think Sol's going to go 800 or more, and sometimes that's just the best bet. As TraderCos says, buy Sol and stake Sol. Now your actionables. Go watch my video on UpRock's TGE. I could give you a lot more bullish information on why I think UpRock would be successful. The thing is, with these launches, the price doesn't necessarily go the way we want it immediately. We're still in the early stage of a bull market, and also there's so much attention going to these silly meme coins, which basically only reward the very, very early snipers and the insiders. But UpRock, I think, has a huge amount of value. It brings in a lot of people from the Web 2 world into the Web 3 world, and I'm personally putting in some USDC, so if you want to find out why, you can go watch my video. As you know, the UPT claim goes live, 4 PM UTC. Approximately that time, you can go and claim your UPT, and you can do whatever you like with it. And then in general, may sound boring, but it's not, DCA into Bonk on Jupiter, DCA Sol on Jupe, and stake with Validator.com. And the little alpha that I mentioned, if it wasn't clear to you, it's follow Fabiano's guide on Zealy and Galaxe quests. If you've got like 20 minutes a day, that's probably well worth doing, because 20 minutes a day, you're going to learn about dApps, and potentially you could make a few thousand over the course of a few months. Finally, Bonk Dragon, don't fade it, check out the guide. That's all for today, catch you in the next video.